So you've come back to episode 2 of my series where I've been living in Valencia and learning Spanish at a Spanish school and finding out what the experience is really like. If you missed the first episode, I left a card above me where you can check it out, but I found it quite challenging, so let's see in this episode if that changes.
Welcome to day 4. I've just recently woken up from a nap. Went to school today very reluctantly, went out last night. First time actually going out and seeing the nightlife here with a couple of people from my house, so a couple of housemates. Yeah, just went to a couple of bars and clubs, and yeah, it was quite fun. I mean, it's not really as busy because it's kind of in the off-peak season now. Maybe August time it was really busy. Now being mid to late September, the streets are normally meant to be packed. Yeah, it's not. It's kind of like walking around like a ghost town and only just going to dedicated place that are actually open.
Upon wandering the streets, we came across this kooky place called La Tia Juana, a place that literally transports you to Mexico with all of the amazing colours and culture. There's even a mini wrestling ring in here with loads of lucha libres or wrestling masks and tons of those decorative Mexican skulls. Seems like a cool place, but unfortunately I never got to eat here.
Got in maybe 4:30 a.m. and then had to be up for about 8 a.m. for school, and I didn't even have time to do homework last night because obviously playing volleyball at the beach until late and then getting back, having dinner, and then speaking to housemates and just randomly deciding to go out. So yeah, a few hours sleep. I was really tired at school today. Yeah, I came back home when finished and had to take a nap, and yeah, feel a bit more better now. So just done my homework. It's so weird saying homework, I haven't been at school for about 15 years, so to be saying I'm going to school and I've got homework to do, just really weird. Hello and welcome to day 5. I can't believe it. This is another day that I just happen to have my top off and my hair not done. Seems to be a regular recurrence with these videos. It's also because it's quite hot and just wearing a t-shirt indoors, getting sweaty. Don't have AC in my accommodation, so yeah, just go topless. Anyway, so yes, day 5, finished school again today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to have the teacher that I liked because there was some problems with the school. A teacher was sick, so the teacher I had to go to another class, so I had to go back to the teacher that speaks really fast. However, because the school has a system where they only really have a maximum of 10 students per class, and at the moment we're 11 or 12, so there was too many technically in our class, so the headmaster was trying to get another teacher sorted. So after speaking with her today, she said, apologies, today you're going to be going back to that teacher again. However, from Monday onwards, there's going to be another teacher who's coming back from holiday. He's meant to be really good, and it's just going to be me, the guy that I started the first day with, and maybe one other person. So having 3 people in a class is good because it'll be more intensive and the teacher should be able to help us out more instead of having to look after 10 students. You're just looking after 3, so I guess it works out better. But yeah, just can't believe how quick this week has gone. Day 5 days of school have already been completed. However, do I feel like I have learned anything? Not really. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we're going over is things that I have gone over on apps like Duolingo, for example. The only real difference is just having a teacher constantly speak at you in Spanish and you just having to pick up words and trying to understand what she's saying. It's weird. Even last night I was beginning to think I was dreaming in Spanish. I don't know if that's something that happens. Maybe that's a good thing, because if I'm constantly hearing Spanish and to then dream in Spanish, maybe subconsciously it's going in. I don't know. So far I don't feel like I'm learning anything, but the thing that I like is just the experience of going to school again, hanging out with students and living that life. But also, I'm not looking at this as a holiday. Normally when you go on a holiday, you're constantly seeing the sights every day, you're constantly doing the nightlife every day, it's more pleasure. But for here, it's more of a working holiday, so I'm actually living the life. So I'm not going out every night and not spending my money, living like a local. So, back home, would I be going out every single night? No, I wouldn't. Interesting concept of the idea of what it feel like to live in another country, really. So at the moment, week 1, don't feel like I've learned as much. I feel like you would need to do, 3, 4, up to half a year maybe out of school to actually properly learn it. For me, just doing 2 weeks, it's more about it of an experience rather than actually progressively learning Spanish. In terms of tonight, supposed to be going to the best club in Valencia. Already booked tickets to go tonight. I've got some housemates going tonight and got quite a few students from the school going, so should be a good night. So just getting a nap in, really. The thing is that life here is a little bit later. Spanish people have dinner like 9 o'clock onwards. They go out for nightlife like midnight onwards. So it is a little bit of adjusting to times over here. But another little update for you, mosquitoes. Before coming here, I thought that Spain didn't really have mosquitoes. I completely forgot to look it up, really. First night, I think I got about 1 or 2, and then the next night, not really anything. And I thought, okay, maybe they don't really get much over here. But then last night, I got quite a few bites, and one annoying one. If you see this ear is normal, but then this one is like curving up because I got bitten right behind this ear and it's enlarged. What a bloody position to get bitten. So I'm kind of going up to people like, hey, nice to meet you. Covering my bloody fat earlobe, like, jeez, and I'm meant to be going out tonight. Like, that is not a good look.
I then took it upon myself to do some more sightseeing through the city. I did like exploring the streets, but sometimes you'd come across some narrow streets and think, oh, that looks a bit dodgy, but you know what, it's completely fine. It's just how the streets are. Well, I thought this anyway, but overall it really is just quite pleasant walking through the city. After walking some more, I came across this quite large landmark. Had a quick Google and it was the Torres de Serranos. Literally, it's one of the 12 gates that formed part of the ancient city wall. I wasn't aware of this, that an actual wall encased the city of Valencia. Built back then in the 14th century to mainly defend the city from attacks, it was eventually brought down in the 19th century, but still to this day some of the towers remain, like this one, which was then also used as prisons, ceremonies and a museum. They do provide epic vantage points of the city and can see far and wide into the distance. You could just imagine what kind of things went on up here, like the glass floorings where weapons were dropped onto the below, maybe, or the slits in the wall concrete for protection from attacks and to fire arrows through, again, maybe, I don't know. As I came back down, I saw a married couple taking some photos. Well, that would have been a lovely backdrop to it now, wouldn't it? I walked on more past some nice shops and just really nice buildings. I love the architecture here. Actually, to be honest, all of Spain's buildings really. That kind of modern but yet gothic design to it. I just really appreciate it. I then came across a really busy square with lots of people around and couldn't make out what was going on. There was an event going on next door at the church, but there was just so many people around just looking up at this building and just taking pictures. I walked away and didn't think anything of it, and then after a while I thought, no, this is beginning to annoy me. I need to know what it was. So I googled it and it turns out it was the narrowest building in Europe. So I immediately went back and looked at it more. Called de la Estrecha, it's apparently 5 stories high with 1 room on each level. The ground floor was used as different businesses over the years, while the top floors was used for prostitutes. Ooh la la! I don't think tourists have access to it because the front door is the door that leads to the tapas bar next door, but it has grown in popularity over the years, so well worth a visit if you're in the area.
Welcome to day 6, Saturday. There's no school today. It is currently about 7:30 at night and I have been in bed all day because I went to Mia Club last night. It was really good. Yeah, loads of levels within the place that you can go in, different rooms, different music, packed, loads of people. I just didn't realise that it goes on till about 7:30 in the morning. I was there probably to about 7 o'clock in the morning, so that's why I've just been in bed all day recovering. And then I was just thinking to myself, oh, should I have a chilled one tonight? And then a British guy that I met on a night out, he just texted me and said, what am I doing tonight? I thought, oh, why not? Let's just go out. I mean, I can recover in the weekdays after school. I don't really go out. I'm only here once, so I might as well.
Now, if you're interested on how the renting of bikes work in Valencia, well, help is at hand as I'll tell you how easy it is. So, like many European cities now, there's loads of bike stations all around the city that you simply walk up to and collect a bike from. But first of all, you want to see if there are any available bikes, obviously, and if there is, just check that the bike that you want is in working order. Now, don't be expecting any road bikes. They're all crappy bikes that weigh a ton, and journeys that would normally take a 15-minute bike ride turns into maybe 20 to 25 minutes. But hey, it's better than walking. Anyway, so to unlock the bike, you can use the display terminals that sometimes don't work or are fiddly or just I don't understand. So I preferred using the app. It was just much easier. You simply open it up and it displays all the bike stations and shows a number of how many bikes are currently present. You select the station you're at and it shows the present bikes as well as user ratings on if the bike is good or not. When you're happy with a bike, you simply slide left on it to release the bike, wait a few seconds for it to be loaded, and you get 60 seconds to release the bike from the station. And that's it. Then when you arrive at your destination and you've seeked the station that has available spaces to park the bike, you simply just lock the bike up in the locking station, wait for the beep, and that's it. It's locked and you're done. To pay for the subscription is really cheap and easy too. If you're staying for a week, then it's around about 13 euros. Then every ride, the first 30 minutes is free, for which riding in Valencia, the city isn't that big. So you'll easily get around and just pay nothing. Or if you're staying longer than a week, they do a subscription which lasts for a whole year at around 29 euros. It's so good, just over double the price. Valencia does also do packages for using the trains too, but I just stuck with getting the exercise and just cycled everywhere.
Hello, welcome to day 8, and yes, I'm finally wearing clothes. Last night I went out with a friend from back home, so that was quite nice and chilled. And then today, Monday, back to school again today. Quite a good day because not only did I get another teacher, so now I've got my 4th different teacher, but I think I'm going to be having him for the rest of the week now. Yeah, I think he's probably been the best teacher. Like, he's quite fun, got a lot of expressions within himself, speaks a little bit of English, so he translates a bit on things. He's just got a different way of explaining things, and today was, I think, the first time that I actually learned something new. It's just a bit of a shame that I didn't feel any of this from the first week, really. And then after school, I just had a walk around town. I checked out one of the known food markets around here. It's very popular, it's very big, lots of food stalls, lots of things to see and do and eat. Although that there is a lot of the same stuff, your meats and your cheeses and your olives and cakes and that. Of all those things, there was like 3-4 stalls of the same things. There was 4 stalls of meats and 4 stalls of cheeses and etc. Probably more than that, to be honest. I spotted some baklava, Turkish dessert or Greek dessert. Yeah, really nice. And I enjoyed that while sitting down in the lovely surroundings of cathedral or church nearby.
And that's the end of episode 2. I'm hoping you found it a bit more informative of what the city has to offer. In the next episode, I explain a bit more on key things I've been learning at school, what it's like being in a Spanish classroom, and a big rant on the mindset of Spanish women. You should just want to watch it for that alone. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in episode 3. Alright, bye!